What's up guys, this is Brett. By the end of this video, you're gonna know your non-negotiables as a guy if you wanna gain muscle and lose fat over 35. I'm teaching you everything I know as a men's nutrition coach over the last 10 years. If you follow these 5 steps, you're gonna be able to get there and you're gonna be able to stay there. And I really wanna encourage you to go for your 10% body fat goal. The reason why, you have leverage when you get there. It's gonna be so much easier to stay there than the effort it takes to get there. So let's jump right in to the 5 steps. I want you to view these non-negotiables as your standards. We've heard it so often. We don't get our goals, we get our standards. It's a famous Tony Robbins quote. If you don't have what you want, raise your standards. The first thing you need to do is hit your protein goal every single day. For most guys, this means plugging in your macros. Use a macro calculating app and hit your daily protein goal no matter what. Typically, this is 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. And this means every single day until you get to 10% body fat. That's the standard. No skipping on the weekends, no skipping when you're going on vacation. Plug your macros in every single day. And the reason this is so important is because before your head hits the pillow at night, you really need to be able to check that box that says, I got enough protein today. When you're traveling and you don't want to log your food, that's when we learn the most. You're away from home, you're eating at restaurants, you're having to enter new foods that you're not used to having when you're at home and in your own kitchen. So that is going to build this mental Rolodex for you of what foods contain. You're going to have this huge database in your mind of what foods have for fats, carbs, and protein. And over time, if you constantly hold this standard of entering your food every single day, give it 1, 2, 3 months, you're gonna have such an intuitive understanding of eating. Subconscious is gonna be guiding you towards that 10% body fat goal because you've entered your numbers so much, you're so familiar with it that you begin to do it easily and automatically with your choices. If you wanna get to that 10%, you gotta be honest with yourself and you gotta log consistently every single day. Non-negotiable number 2 is hit the same number of meals every single day. The reason this is so helpful is because I see so many people try to do 2 meals on Monday and then Saturday rolls around and they try to do 4 meals. And you get lost in the confusion of not having this standardized number of meals every day. The other thing is, if you're eating 2 meals one day and then 4 meals the next day, you're changing your gaps in your eating there, and there's a lot more potential to have snacking come into play. There's a lot more potential to be grazing. There's a lot more potential to be starving and come up to a meal or an event with a meal and overeat. And so the idea here is that if you hold that same number of meals every single day of the week, it's really gonna help you drive a lot of consistency. So hold that standard, the same number of meals Monday through Friday, do the same thing on the weekends, and this is gonna intuitively keep you steady on your intake. Non-negotiable number 3 is your workouts. I want you to treat your workouts like a business meeting with yourself. Think about when you have a business meeting, you don't skip it. You put it on the calendar, you show up early, you're there with intention, you show up and give it your best, and then you know you're gonna do it again every single meeting because it means something to you. That's the same thing you wanna do with your workouts. They are like a business meeting with yourself. When you train hard, you're gonna show up more present for those that you love. You're gonna show up less reactive at work. You're gonna be feeling that confidence and that positive feelings of training hard, releasing those endorphins. You're gonna have a better day in general. So treat those workouts like a business meeting with yourself. I also like to say these are blocks on the calendar that can be moved but not erased. So your non-negotiable is to set a standard. I do 4 workouts in the gym and I do 2 cardio sessions, 1 zone 2, 1 trying to hit a zone 5. If that is your standard for the week, they are blocks on the calendar that can be moved but not erased. So if you miss the gym Monday and Tuesday, you might have to train Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and get those 4 workouts in. If you hold this standard here, it's gonna help you build muscle, it's gonna help you burn body fat, and then it's gonna make sure you're showing up your best throughout the day and for those that matter to you most. Number 4 is veggies in 2 meals per day. The reason I find this helpful for so many people is that this keeps us honest on our fiber intake. It keeps us honest with our micronutrient intake. It keeps us honest on getting antioxidants in our day. And that fiber plays a crucial role in feeling more full. If you're creating a deficit every day and you're going towards 10% body fat, hunger is pretty normal. You're gonna have some mild hunger. You wanna embrace that hunger because it typically means that your body is tapping into stored body fat. And that's exactly what we want. But a major part of feeling more full between meals is having fiber that slows down the digestion of that meal, not only so your body can extract more nutrients as it's passing through the digestive system, but also because it's gonna literally say, I'm full for longer after eating, especially in that middle point between 2 meals. And if you have more antioxidants in the day, you're gonna be able to fight things like skin damage, you're gonna be able to fight free radicals from environmental toxins, and it's overall gonna keep your system healthier and help your body get rid of some of those toxic load that we're exposed to every day, basically making your metabolism spin faster. So 2 meals per day with veggies is just super helpful when you're trying to get lean and get to that 10% body fat. Non-negotiable number 5, don't quit. Whatever you do, don't quit. You can't fail unless you quit. Of course, yeah, there's gonna be some times when you fall off the wagon. The key is that we get back on the wagon. So it's not a matter of if you fall off the wagon, it's when, but getting back on it as soon as you can. And that starts at the very next meal. The very next day. If you have a meal at dinner that blows out your macros for the day, you gotta have a recovery the very next meal the next day. And if you can shorten the time between you feel off the wagon to the time you feel back on the wagon, if you zoom out over 3 months, shortening that time frame from off the wagon to on the wagon is gonna what accelerates you to that 10% body fat. So the only way you can fail at this is if you quit and if you give up. That's your non-negotiable that matters most. And one thing I see a lot of guys have trouble with is a perfectionist mindset. I have to be perfect in order for this to work. If it's not perfect, then why bother? So if you miss that one workout or you miss a day of counting your macros, there's this desire to give up because if I can't be perfect, then why bother? But that's not the case. Those who practice consistent, effective effort every day are the ones who are gonna reach 10% body fat and maintain it. If you're trying to get to 10% body fat, leave a comment below and let me know. I'd love to help you with that. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.